Welcome back to Kermode Uncut. Christmas is behind us, the new year looms. If you're a regular listener to the Radio 5 live show I did with Simon Mayo, you may have heard already our list of the top 10 films of 2013. I did a top 10 list, he did a top 10 list. We amalgamated them to make, for the first time I think, the Wittertainment top 10 list, best films of 2013. However, as always, it's over here at the Kermode Uncut blog that we get the really good, or should that be, bad stuff. So sit back and relax while I lead you through the bottom 10 films of 2013. At number 10, a movie which some critics have dubbed the very worst film of 2013. In my list, it's only number 10. That tells you how bad things are going to get as we go on. I'm talking, of course, about Grown Ups 2. I missed it when it first came out. I felt the need to catch up with it. Once I caught up with it, I felt the need to forget about it as fast as possible. The really depressing thing is this. Grown Ups 2 is terrible. Everyone hates it. Some people think it's the worst film of the year, but it took $234 million worldwide. Grown Ups 3 is a very real possibility.
Well, I might as well enjoy this. She's my cherry pie. Who nigga wants such a sweet surprise?
At number 9, if you were visiting the Kermode Uncut blog back in June, you remember I did my mid-term report. I did the worst 5 films of the year so far, and featuring very strongly on that list was Texas 3D. Was it a remake? Was it a reboot? Who cared? All I knew was that I really didn't want modern filmmakers trampling all over my childhood memories in horrible stereoscopy. Texas 3D is still hanging on in there at number 9.
They may wear costumes, but it isn't Halloween. They're real-life superheroes.
At number 8, something which gets right to the essence of what's bad about a bad film. It's not just that a film isn't any good, it's that your expectations are disappointed, and that's why, for me, in at number 8 is Kick-Ass 2. Now, Kick-Ass 2 may not be, in your mind, one of the very worst films of the year, but just think how great the first Kick-Ass was, how exciting, how dangerous, how adventurous. And then look at Kick-Ass 2. It really is a stinker, a proper disappointment.
Just real heroes who can really kick ass.
The most famous woman in the world.
The Princess of Wales. We can all be thankful as we look forward to the future. Humanity's only defense against landmines is to stop manufacturing them.
At number 7, perhaps the most resounding and universal critical raspberry of 2013 was dished out to Diana. The film is all over the place, but don't take my word for it. Go and check out Simon Mayo's interview with Naomi Watts. They got on great.
I can't seem to live without you.
They always say that when they're saying goodbye.
At 6, it started with guitars, it ended with guns. It is Bula Quo. Who on earth thought it was a good idea to send Status Quo to Fiji to remake The Deer Hunter? Not me.
John Smith loved being a taxi driver. He loved being his own boss. He loved the freedom. The one thing he loved more was his wife.
Hi, Johnny, sweetie.
Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, and his other wife.
Hi, sweetie.
At number 5, Run for Your Wife, the not at all eagerly awaited big screen incarnation of Ray Cooney's trouser dropping fast. Almost anyone who's anyone in the British film industry is in Run for Your Wife, and some people who aren't anyone at all. Still, on the good front, you remember just how much money Grown Ups 2 took? In its opening weekend, not including preview screenings, Run for Your Wife took £602.
I've never laughed so much in my life. Look, a couple of hyenas, we are.
Vic, I got it. Google.
You got us a job at Google?
Not a job.
It's an interview for an internship that could lead to a job. Nick, this might be the last chance that we got.
At number 4, we say a big welcome back to Vince Vaughn, a regular face in our bottom 5 films of the year feature. This year, it's The Internship. Message to filmmakers: if you want me to watch a 2-hour advert for Google, you pay me, not the other way round.
Now, I want to share some of my wisdom with you.
Oh my God! Professor Xavier's a total...
The iBabe is a high-fidelity music player.
Kids are sticking their
you-know-what in the Vegaport.
The fan then mangles their
You-know-what. You did extensive testing. Any red flags?
On into the top 3, and here's an interesting thing. During the midterm report, I voted the worst film of the year so far to be Movie 43. Now, by the end of the year, it's only at number 3. An absolutely catastrophic catalogue of celebrity embarrassments, with some of the biggest names in cinema making the worst possible fools of themselves. The only thing good to say about it is, in America, when they do this kind of thing, they make Movie 43. When we do it, we make Run for Your Wife.
Now I understand.
Just when I thought it couldn't get more offensive.
I always thought a law degree was a license to steal, but you hadn't really capitalized on it.
I'm really worried, maybe.
It's gonna be all right.
At number 2, and believe me, it gives me no pleasure to say this, another perfect example of the way that a really bad movie is a film which ought to be good, but turns out to be really disappointing. I mean, it's one thing when really terrible, really stupid filmmakers make really terrible, really stupid films, but it's a completely different thing when Ridley Scott, Cormac McCarthy, Michael Fassbender, Brad Pitt, Cameron Diaz, Javier Bardem, and a host of others get together to make something as terrible as The Counselor. Watching it, you can feel a little bit of yourself dying. It's a genuinely awful film from some genuinely creative people. What happened?
You're in trouble.
And finally, we're at the number 1 spot. So just to recap, at 10, Grown Ups 2. At 9, Texas 3D. At 8, Kick-Ass 2. At 7, Diana. At 6, Bula Quo. 5, Run for Your Wife. In at 4, The Internship. Down to 3, Movie 43. Straight in at 2, The Counselor. Which brings us to the number 1 spot. And I'm sure many of you will have guessed it already. So let me say, before I name it, it's a film that I genuinely went into with an open mind. I know I haven't liked the director's work in the past, but this looked like something different. In fact, almost a year ago, I did a blog saying I was looking forward to this film because it really appeared that perhaps the filmmaker had put his explosive past behind him and done something interesting, something creative, something challenging. No, he hadn't.
We're being kept down by people who cheated to get where they are. And I got a plan to change that.
You can't kidnap a guy and take his things.
Sure we can.
It's Michael Bay's Pain and Gain. A vile, loathsome, nasty, stupid, and let's be honest about this, slightly evil movie. By far and away, the worst film of 2013. Some critics have tried to defend it, to read interesting subtext into its catalogue of pornographic horrors. Good for them. They're wrong. It's hateful. Michael, you and I are never going to see eye to eye. That said, I approached Transformers 4 with an open mind. Really.
Oh my God, this guy understands me. Don't you think you deserve better? 'Cause I do.